So you may be hearing the construction outside. I keep telling you, keep talking about it, and it is just a lifetime of construction outside. I don't know. So I wanted to make a video about my inner lip tattoo. So I was talking to my friend yesterday about his, and I remembered, oh yeah, I have one, and it's a pain all the time. Yeah, my inner lip tattoo. So I have an inner lip tattoo. Let's turn this baby on. And you can see it says Cynic. And the thing about my inner lip tattoo is it is constantly getting me in trouble. I don't know if you can tell while I'm talking, but I always know people aren't paying attention to me because they ask me, what's in your mouth? And I'm like, oh, I have an inner lip tattoo. Every dentist I go to asks me about it. My orthodontist, I had braces for 100 years. My orthodontist wants to know about it. When I got my wisdom teeth taken out, they were like, what's in your mouth? And I was like, a tattoo, I don't know. And I guess I don't expect it because I go to the dentist like in jeans and a long sleeve, so they're not like, oh, she's tatted. So if you don't know what cynic means, I explain it as it's the opposite of an optimist. Maybe you've heard of a person who is cynical. Cynic is another way to say it. And just reading the definition off of my phone here, cynic, noun. A person who believes that people are motivated purely by self-interest rather than acting honorably or for unselfish reasons. A person who questions whether something will happen or whether it is worthwhile. So, with all those bad vibes in my mouth, you can picture how my dentists treat me. No, but, you know, most people offhand are like, oh, cynical, me too. And most of the time, I feel weird explaining that to people because on Tumblr or among friends, I can be sad and miserable and it's totally fine. But when I have to go outside and be an adult and get my wisdom teeth taken out, telling strangers that I'm that way, they're like, that's weird. Weird girl. And so when I did my research on inner lip tattoos, usually people have really cool ones. I saw a girl who had a bike in there, but then sometimes, you know, people get YOLO or like a picture of a dick, but I mean, I thought it would be cool. And as a reference, if you do have an inner lip tattoo, they will not let you into the military, so don't think that it's a secret because they're gonna look in there. I remember, here's a story of it. It was probably 2009, and I think I had like $100 extra, and I was like, man, let's get tattooed. I know what I want. So the first tattoo place I went to, I'd been tattooed by like casually a couple times. And I went in there and I was like, hey. And the girl I wanted to make the appointment with said, I don't do face tattoos. And I was like, well, it's in my mouth. And she was like, same thing, I'm not doing it. So I left and I was like, I still really want this. It's the summer, let's get this done. So I took the bus to the next tattoo spot I could get to. And I also had braces at the time, so just think about me. But, so I have these braces in my mouth, and I go to this tattoo spot, and I'm like, hey, I want the word cynic tattooed inside of my mouth. And the guy was like, okay, but I just need to let you know that the lifespan of a mouth tattoo is less than a year because the mouth is so regenerative that you may be wasting your money right now because your tattoo will 100% go away. And he was like, also you have braces, so they're just gonna grind right out. And I was like, nah, let's do it. So I sit down and I'm watching him, and he's not like my normal tattoo artist, and it's starting to make me nervous. and I see like a sharps container like over in the background of just like needles, and I'm like, that's weird, you couldn't put that somewhere else? And then it's like getting late and I'm starting to feel nervous, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't get this tattoo from this guy. Maybe the girl who told me no the first time was right. So I'm starting to have all these feelings, and he's like, all right, let's do it. And I'm like, okay. So he's holding my mouth, and I'm like drooling and feeling super weird. And he's like calling me babe and calling me beautiful. And I'm just like, no, don't call me that. So the tattoo is done, and I promise, he says, it doesn't look that bad. And I'm just like, so I go to the mirror, and the tattoo is like really high in my mouth, and my lip is swollen, and I can like see it. So I'm just like, no. And I keep thinking about everything and how he said it wasn't that bad, and how my lip is so swollen, and how I probably just wasted all that money. And I like start breathing really heavy, and he's like, what's wrong, baby? And I'm like, and I'm breathing, and he's like, your other tattoos are really nice. And I'm like, no. So I pay him, and probably to this day, it's the only tattoo artist I didn't tip. Shame on me. I go outside, and I miss my bus by like a second, and I'm like, damn it. So I don't have a smartphone at the time, but I have like the schedule. So I'm looking at the bus schedule, and it's this weird time of the night where the bus doesn't come for 2 more hours. And I'm like, I'm stuck here. I can't wait inside. My mouth is swollen. I'm drooling. This tattoo is on my lips, not in it. And I start walking home. I start breathing, and I have a headache, and I'm sweating. And later I go online, and I realize I'm having a panic attack, and I've never had one before. And I think just all of these things, like being tattooed by someone I didn't know, being given a tattoo that someone didn't want to do, all of these things just like put me over. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And I remember he also said, at least it's not gonna last that long, I promise. Obviously, however many years later, I still have it, and it still looks great. But I'm walking home, and it's night, and I'm just like, it's gonna take me hours to walk home. And luckily my friend is driving by, and he pulls over, and he's like, what? So I get in his car, and my mouth is like swollen. I'm just like, I got this tattoo, and he's calling me baby, and he said it was only okay. And my friend looks at the tattoo, and he's like, nah, it's cool. And I had all this leftover pizza with me, so I gave it to him. I was like, thank you. Gave it to him. Went home. I swear I stayed in my room for like 2 days because I didn't want my parents to know. Yeah, that's the story of this tattoo. It was so stupid, and even now I'm just like, that's one of my stupid tattoos. But my only advice to myself is, now I get tattooed where I'm comfortable and by people I know, and people who don't sexualize me while I'm bleeding in the mouth. I don't know. I was so scared that something terrible was gonna happen. So that, I think I brought the panic onto myself. But yeah, that is the story of my inner lip tattoo. And you can kind of see, like, it's a little blown out in the center, but my braces didn't take it off, regenerative lip tissue didn't take it off, and I meet people all the time who are like, yeah, I had my inner lip tattoo for 5 days. Like, yeah, mine's like 6 years and counting, so what did I do wrong? After my lip did stop swelling and the tattoo did settle into my mouth, like, I was happy about that. I do have a small mouth, my dentist tells me all the time, but in an aggressive way, like, the small mouth. I'm like, oh, I thought it was cute. But this is my inner lip tattoo, and if you ever talk to me in real life, you might be able to see it, but There it is. So every person I ever meet knows that I'm a bummer from the second we start talking. Let me know if you have an inner lip tattoo and how it happened for you. Did it hurt? Mine hurt. It felt like I was eating a light bulb. Let me know, did it make you freak out? Did you panic? Have you ever panicked after you got a tattoo? Do you have an inner lip tattoo? And is it still there? I think that it's a fun place to get a tattoo. I'm so surprised that it's stuck in there and that whoever had the idea to get the first inner lip tattoo, salute, but I think that mine is stupid. I still like it though. If I ever have to be super badass, I can just be like, I have cynic tattooed in my lip. Never mind, it doesn't sound cool. But let me know if you've followed me on Tumblr this many years. Maybe you remember me getting it, but let me know about your tattoos, and thank you so much. Bye.